some Man of the Match cards, some limited edition cards, and one 100 Cup player, which we will reveal at the end. And I wonder if you can guess who it is. Let me know in the comments who you think it might be, and we will reveal at the end of the video. So these cards were synonymous with their green background, bright green. This is the stack of cards that we have. And this is what they look like. So without further ado, let's crack on and look at each player that we have. So before we take a look at the player in question, let's just have a quick look at the card itself. Very shiny, iridescent style to the card. A red to blue gradient design with a shiny text for the name and for the man of the match scribing there, and also for the stars indicating the player's perceived rating. Of course, each card had a defense and an attack stat, so they could be used in a top trumps style against an opponent. And I thought it was also always interesting to see what the makers of these cards rated each player as. And the first player here is Scott Dan, the former defender, now retired, as a lot of these players have. Seen here in the 2010 to 2011 season, playing for Birmingham City. Now, Scott Dan made a total of 60 appearances for Birmingham, scoring 3 goals, and in his career overall made 499 appearances, scoring 40 goals. It's a shame he couldn't get that last appearance in to round it off at 50. But a stalwart centre-back of the Premier League era, found his best form at Palace in the mid-2010s, and was talked about a few times of getting an England call-up, but I don't think he ever did. Next up on the list we have Nikola Kalinic of Blackburn Rovers, a forward rated at 4-star with 16 defence and 73 attack. This is again a man of the match card. Back when Blackburn were in the Premier League, haven't been in there, I think, since this season. This might well be the season that they got relegated, and they haven't returned since. Now, Kalinic played 44 games for Blackburn, scoring 7 goals, and he made a total of 512 career appearances, scoring 168 times. The next player in the collection is this man here, who just so happens to be from the same town that I'm from. It's the once Man United protege 471 attack. And again, he's a man of the match for Sunderland, of whom he played for 72 times, only scoring 10 goals. In his entire career, he made 450 appearances and scored 107 times in total. So that's Fraser Campbell for Sunderland. Next up is Kevin Davis, the Englishman, playing here for Bolton Wanderers, rated 4-star with 36 defence and 79 attack. Quite a popular player back in his day, and he played a lot for Bolton, 407 appearances, scoring 84 times, going on to make 677 appearances in his entire career, finding the back of the net 124 times. Kevin Davis. Here's a bit of a streets won't forget striker, and it's Hugo Rodallega. What a great name. Hugo Rodallega. Wigan Athletic centre forward, 4-star rating, 17 defence and 76 attack. And Hugo played 116 times for Wigan and scored 24 goals. But it felt like he scored a lot more than that. I think there was a period where he was quite prolific. Now, Hugo Rodallega is 40 years old, but he's still playing. So his career stats, unfortunately on transfer market, weren't total yet. So just in the league, Hugo has played 633 times, scoring 198 goals. So that's Hugo Rodallega. Now this guy we'll just skip over because of course he's not a very nice man. So Adam Johnson, we'll just put you to the side. Unfortunately, he is in my collection. A Turkish player next. Tunçay Sandli. Played for Stoke City, one of their man in the matches. 4-star midfielder with 31 defence and 73 attack. Tunçay played 78 times for Stoke and scored 18 goals. And he played 489 times in his career and scored 138 goals. Next up, we have another stalwart of the Premier League. This time it's Stephen Pienaar, a cult hero amongst Everton fans, as he made a lot of appearances for them, 229 to be exact, scoring 26 goals, and was a prominent feature of David Moyes' Everton team in the mid to late 2000s and early 2010s. A very consistent attacking midfielder / winger, and has been rated highly by Tops here, being the first 5-star player of this list, of this collection, with 56 defence and 84 attack. nicer shirt. As I alluded to in the previous video, there was a Wolves fan that watched and pointed that out, that he agreed that the old Wolves colours were much nicer than what they are today. That deeper orange. Ebanks Blake was a striker, rated 4-star, with 21 defence and 70 attack. I always thought that he had quite a cool name, Ebanks Blake. He would make 193 appearances for Wolves, scoring 62 goals, and made a career total of 372 appearances, scoring 107 goals. We have a favourite of mine coming up next. A bagsman, Jermaine Defoe, limited edition. So this, I think, was one that you would get in the Match of the Day magazine when that was a thing. Forward for Tottenham, scorer of many goals for many different clubs and for his country, and very highly rated here by Tops. 5-star with 15 defence and 90 attack, which is the highest attack stat we've seen so far. These limited editions have a slightly different design, being the blue and the red on the sides instead of from top to bottom. Tottenham forward. And as I mentioned, Jermaine Defoe made 363 appearances for Tottenham, I think over a couple of different spells, and he scored 143 goals. He made a career total of 762 appearances, scoring 305 goals, so a very respectable return for a very prolific striker. Another player that made a lot of appearances for Tottenham was Aaron Lennon, again rated very highly here, with 90 attack, 34 defence and a 5-star overall rating. He was a man of the match for Tottenham. Lennon made 364 appearances for Spurs, so one more than this man did, Jermaine Defoe, but he scored substantially less goals. He scored 30 goals and made a career total of 607 appearances, scoring 43 goals in total, also making a few appearances for England in that time as well. Aaron Lennon. Next up we have a player that I don't remember. I don't remember watching him play. His name vaguely rings a bell, but Paulo Barrera. I'm not even sure what country he was from. I think he's Mexican. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's Mexican. West Ham defender, 4-star with 30. West Ham midfielder, 4-star with 30 defence and 76 attack. Now, the reason I don't remember him is probably because he only made 23 appearances for West Ham and didn't score, but made 512 career appearances and scored 63 times, at least across his league record, because this guy is actually still playing, so it only showed me his league total for some reason. But Barrera and Hugo Rodallega are the only two players in this entire collection that are still going. So that's Pablo Barrera, not Paulo, it's Pablo Barrera. Pablo of West Ham. We have another West Ham player, Matthew Upson, the once England defender. 5-star with 82 defence and 21 attack. Upson made 145 appearances for West Ham and scored 4 times. in the team on the day that England got battered by Germany in the World Cup as well. We have a player that does the rounds quite often on social media every deadline day. Peter Odemwingie up next. 4-star forward from West Brom with 70 attack and 17 defence. Odemwingie made 90 appearances for West Brom, scoring 30 goals, which is a good return. He made a career total of 414 career appearances, scoring 118 goals, but was perhaps best known for turning up at QPR on deadline day, even though there was no deal between his club and QPR, and never actually signing for them in the end. So that always comes up on social media every deadline day, back when player interviews were done as they arrived at the training ground. So that's Peter Odemwingie. And we have his then West Brom teammate James Morrison up next. A bit of a cult hero at West Brom because he made 341 appearances for them and scored 39 goals. And that was out of 444 career appearances where he scored 47 goals, so made the bulk of his appearances and scored the bulk of his goals at West Brom. He's rated with 72 attack and 58 defence. 4-star overall. A consistent player for them down the years. The same can't be said for this man, Stephen Ireland, who only made 2 appearances for Newcastle United and didn't score in either of them. So I'm not sure how they decided he was a man of the match on that basis. He instead played the bulk of his career at Manchester City, I think making over 150 appearances for them. He only made a total of 308 career appearances, scoring 30 goals. He was largely blighted by injury, if I remember. Next up, we have his Newcastle teammate, Kevin Nolan. Played for many clubs across the Premier League. I know West Ham was one, and I think Bolton was the other. Now Nolan played a bit more for Newcastle. He played 91 times and scored 30 goals, which again is a very good return. It's nearly the same as Odemwingie at West Brom. And he made a total of 605 career appearances, scoring 111 times. He's a 4-star midfielder here with 67 defence and 74 attack. And the final Newcastle player of this collection is Fabrizio Coloccini, the Argentinian defender who we happen to have twice here, man of the match. 4-star defender with 70 attack and 70 defence and 19 attack. Coloccini played 275 times for Newcastle and scored 7 times, and captained them for a lot of that period. He made a career total of 630 appearances and scored 23 times, and was perhaps most well known outside of Newcastle for his David Luiz type hairstyle, but on his day a very competent defender for Newcastle. Okay, now we move on to my team growing up, and we've got one of the best left backs, perhaps of all time, definitely of the Premier League era, but perhaps ever. It's Patrice Evra, man of the match. 96 defence, 52 attack, and a 5-star rated left back. An absolute brick wall under Fergie, part of that back line next to Rio and Vidic, Gary Neville. Like I say, one of the best fullbacks we've ever seen in the Premier League, bombing up and down the wing, solid defensively, aggressive, and could play too, could score a goal famously scored against Bayern Munich in the Allianz Arena, in which United were going to lose under David Moyes' tenure. He made 379 appearances for United and scored 10 times, and made a career total of 725 appearances, scoring 20 times. Went on to play for clubs like Juventus, and came back to the Premier League with West Ham. Actually, a lot of people forget. So that's Patrice Evra. Next up we have the only player on this list in my collection to have played solely for one club, and it's this man, Paul Scholes. He made a career total of 716 appearances and scored 155 times, with every single one of those appearances and goals coming for Manchester United or England. Well, at least in his club career it was 716, obviously played for England as well. 5-star midfielder with 85 defence and 85 attack and 40 defence, which I think is criminally low for both. Perhaps one of the best midfielders that England has ever produced. One of the best Premier League midfielders of all time. And definitely should have played more for England and not on the left wing. Recently announced that he will be stepping back from punditry to take care of his son, which is a shame because I did like him on the telly. So that's Paul Scholes for Manchester United. Next up we have one of my favourite players of all time, purely for how entertaining he was to watch, and that's Luis Nani. Winger with 85 attack and 27 defence, 5-star, known for his skills and his backflips. Had a really good shot on him, good dribble, was quick, could use both feet, but unfortunately was just a bit too inconsistent to be the Ronaldo replacement that we all thought he was when we first signed him. Came from Sporting as well, like Cristiano. But nevertheless, remembered fondly by United fans, and scored a lot of important goals as well. Got sent off against Real Madrid, I think it was, in the Champions League too, controversial red card. So a bit of a cult hero now over the years at United. So that's Nani. Moving on to the final team, and it's Chelsea. And we have Nicolas Anelka, 5-star forward with 94 attack and 13 defence. Anelka played 184 times for Chelsea, scoring 59 goals, and made a career total of 671 appearances, scoring 209 goals. Played for a lot of different clubs in his career: PSG, Bolton, Chelsea, Arsenal. Bit of a journeyman, but good at all the clubs that he went to. Also played for West Brom as well, actually, in the Premier League. A good striker on his day. Underrated, maybe. We have another limited edition, and this time it's Didier Drogba. When we have two of him. Perhaps Chelsea's best striker of all time, maybe. 5-star rated with 95 attack, 32 defence. Big, powerful centre forward that was quick, strong, aggressive, and had a rocket of a shot, and always seemed to score against United. And many defenders of the time say that he was one of the toughest strikers they've ever played against. Just an absolute bully up front. Drogba made 381 appearances for Chelsea, scoring 44 goals, and made a career total of 688 appearances, scoring 302 goals. He famously left Chelsea after scoring the equaliser and then the winning penalty in the 2012 Champions League, and then returned 2 years later last of the collection. There's just one card remaining, and it's the only 100 club that I have in this collection. So let's see if the guess that you made at the start was correct. It is. If that doesn't give it away, of course, Petr Cech, one of the best keepers of the Premier League. 100 defence, 2 attack, 5-star, 100 club. Made 494 appearances for Chelsea and kept 228 clean sheets, which is nearly a clean sheet every other game. He made a career total of 785 appearances, and again kept a clean sheet 342 times. Also played for Arsenal in the Premier League. So that is my collection of special cards during the 2010 to 2011 season. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope it helped you relax. We will be uploading some more current card videos soon, so I hope you stick around. And I'll see you guys soon.